Hey, it's Yash. So I've been getting questions both from younger people and older people. So why not make a video about it, the benefits? Obviously, semen retention is going to benefit older people and younger people. It's going to benefit everybody. It's like saying, if I eat a clean diet, will that benefit young people or old people? It's going to benefit everybody, right? Common sense. Because we're going to be conserving our energy. I've said before, there's three ways, from my perspective, of how we conserve our energy. Semen retention's way on the top of the list. Our life force, we're conserving that because the subtle essence of our semen, the ojas, man, it's packed with a lot of life force. It runs the whole body. If we didn't have ojas, we wouldn't have a nervous system. This is how important it is. Nervous system runs the whole body, but yet the ojas is actually higher than the nervous system. So we don't want to waste our semen. Now, if you do it once a month, you gotta work that out. See, people ask me too, like, should I abstain from this forever? It's not necessary. Your inner feeling will tell you. This is the thing. You got to be patient. You got to trust. Try it out. Lose your semen once a month. Lose it once every 6 and once a year, whatever. We can't skip the actual living, is it empirical process of this of learning and the experience that comes from that. Inner feeling can't communicate to us if we're not in the actual experience trying things. Okay? So we're the scientists, our body's the laboratory. Get at it. Start doing these experiments, and then God's going to tell you what to do. You can't just lay in bed and say, tell me what to do. You got to go do something. But it's also not all about doing either. It's about doing, listening, checking in, balance. So, eating, like the digestive energy that the body requires to digest some of this food we eat, it's another huge way we can lose our life force, And then the other way is obviously like bad habits or overstimulation, dopamine addiction, trying to get dopamine hits from, there's 1,000 things we can get dopamine hits from. Lusting, edging, going to these loud, places and on the weekend, just all that stimulation. I mean, it's okay. You want to do it once in a while, whatever. I'm not telling anybody not to do anything or to do anything. I'm just sharing things that you're going to come to find out for yourself anyway at some point. So it's nothing new. Benefits for older people. Now let's do benefits for younger people first, right? Because that's the right order. Younger and then older. What is young? What does it mean? I'd say up to your prime. When's your prime? I don't know, 33 maybe, something like that. The benefits of conserving your sexual energy from up to that point, those are the young people, so to speak. We're all dead already, but we're experiencing time and this, it's all spliced up into different moments, so it looks like we're young and then we get older, but in the end it's like, okay, we're already off this planet. But for the virtual 3D experience, it's nice to enjoy this experience. That's why we're here. I think I'm getting into my spiritual channel again. Spiritual renaissance, if you want to see that. If you conserve your energy, let's say from 10 years old to 33, what's the benefit? The benefit is you're going to be way ahead in whatever you do. School, sports, macking. That can get you in trouble, but you got to be careful. Your personality traits, everything's going to be wide open because you got more energy. Spiritually speaking, it requires life force for transformation. Transformation from the identity of believing that we're just this human being transcending that and realizing who we are beyond our human nature, our formless self, you can say pure consciousness. It's not a mystical thing. You can switch everything off in your mind right now. Just don't pay attention to any part of this human show, mind, emotions, anything. What's left? There's some vibration that you still exist. You know you exist. That's consciousness, okay? So this is the highest purpose that anybody has for being on the planet, but not everybody knows it. It's the transformation from the human construct. That identity gets dissolved, and then we realize, you can say, our essential nature. Having life force, it's required to have life force to have that experience, to have that transformation, because it's gritty, you know. The breaking down of the ego, the dissolution of all these stupid habits that we do, the uprooting of suppressed feelings and issues or karma, and then bearing witness to that, letting it come up but not identify with it. It like burns you. Anybody that's been in that process of waking up, of transforming, knows it's not always easy. It can be messy. It takes energy to do that. It takes energy to be willing to do that. If you don't have any, if you're doing a bunch of bad habits, eating bad, watching TV all day, sitting in the air condition, you're not going to have any feeling or energy to even think about transforming yourself, you see? So it requires first some energy to even be willing to transform, to wake up to your true nature, and then it takes energy to actually participate in that spiritual process. That's why in India they use the word brahmachari, which is somebody that doesn't, they don't lose their semen, they don't lust, they don't edge, because they want every ounce of energy to use for this self-realization process. So I made it kind of simple, right? Physically, when you're younger, you're just going to be better at everything. I mean, do we really got to name every single thing? Just everything, literally. You're just going to be, you're going to just be better at everything. Okay. Materially and physically and on human level. And then spiritually, you're going to actually, if you have a tendency to explore that, not everybody does. Some people, they just want to focus on making money and going to school and having a family. That's cool. Yeah, there's no like, oh, you're low level, man. You're not being spiritual. No, there's nothing. It's just, but those who do have a spiritual practice and have some innate desire to recognize their true nature and participate in some sadhana, some spiritual daily practice, preserving your semen is going to be a very big help. Because you can't be doing PMO and then go do meditation. Impossible. Your mind becomes super dull. You can't even quiet it, number one. You got no strength. There's no will, there's no power of concentration, there's nothing. Right? So, older people, over from 34 to 1,000, those are older people. Did you hear that they said there's a Chinese man that lived 356 years old? He says he didn't eat anything below the ground because if it's a tree or above the ground, it's higher frequency. Higher frequency means you get more life force, which can keep the body going. Anyway, if you have any health issues, this also applies to young people, particularly if you have any nervous system disorder or anything. And there's a lot of young people today that don't have strong genetics because of the family and many things, like just the pollution, air pollution, water pollution. It's hard to get good food, and just the stress, everything. It just breaks down the nervous system, and the genes get weaker on some level every generation. So if you have any kind of health issues, younger or older people, semen retention is really going to help that, because like I said, the ojas in the semen empowers the nervous system. Nervous system, if you got a strong nervous system, that is the most beneficial thing for any kind of health issue you have, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, anything. If you have a strong nervous system, it's like your inner power, it like empowers the whole bodily systems and functions and everything. So you want a strong nervous system, but you want to preserve your ojas because that is responsible for giving you a strong nervous system. So health issues, huge, very, very big deal for young and old. So older people, see, when you're younger, you can kind of get away with ejaculating. You can get away with losing your life force a little more than older people. The older people are going to have more consequences. Why? Because God worked it out to where it's like when we're younger, when we're growing, we have an abundance of life force. It has to be like that so that then we have the energy to go to experience life and to create and to become and to have a family and all that stuff. That starts to die down, mid-30s. Now, the more healthy somebody is, you're still going to have energy. Even people in their 80s and 90s, you can still be full on. But it's not the same as when you're like a teen or in your 30s. There's just somehow, or 20s, the life force, generally speaking, is more stronger. Now, there's some people who had just a really unhealthy time in their younger years, and then they got their life together later and had a good lifestyle habits and good eating and preserved their semen, and they can actually say in their 40s that they feel more robust than they did in their 20s and 30s. So there's also that possibility. There's all kinds of angles and exceptions. But generally speaking, the person suffers less when you lose your energy when you're younger. When you're older, it's like the body stops making, you're on your way out, basically. So each year, the life force is getting lower and lower and lower until finally it stops. And if you have a spiritual practice and you're conscious, you should be aware of when, like the last 6 months of your life, if you die a natural death, you can feel, you're like, okay, I'm about done now. So the life force keeps going down. It goes down much more if we're losing our energy at that age. You don't want to be losing your energy at 40, 50, 60 years old. I'm just telling you. And if you got health issues on top of that, you really don't want to lose your energy. If you got nervous system problems and anxiety, mental health issues, you really don't want to lose your energy. So now, what does it mean? Never lose it? You gotta feel that out. I wouldn't lose, if you're over 40, I wouldn't lose it more than once a month if you have a wife. Or don't masturbate at all. Like, just don't do that. And porn, it's like, please get that out of your mind. If you can't do that, and if you're a real hardcore addict, go to Sex Porn Addicts Anonymous. You can Google that. You can go to fellowship meetings. It's free. Some people thought it like they charge money. No, it's free. This will give you support. You want to beat this habit you want to beat it at any age. But if you're over 40 and you're still stuck in this debaucherous, just life-sucking dark pit, you need to get out of that, like right now, like today. So go get the help that's necessary. These meetings help thousands of people, millions. Okay, is there anything else? The benefits are similar, younger or older. It's just, generally speaking, it's more important when you're older to conserve your energy. It sucks to have a body, this physical body, and you can't enjoy your experience. But there's certain laws we got to obey to help enjoy this experience. Certain natural health laws, okay? This is one of them. You don't want to lose your sexual energy. Definitely don't want to do PMO. I've mentioned before in the other videos, you can see the playlist about Tantra and authentic Tantra. If you're with a partner in a committed relationship and you're ejaculating, you're exchanging energy with her. She's also giving you energy if it's a true love. So see, that's a little different. But you don't want to be looking at the screen jerking off. You just don't do it. Go get help if you need it. Will you look better and all that? Yeah, but I don't like to focus on that so much. It's like, who cares? When you get right inwardly, man, you're not even thinking about how you look. You're actually not thinking about how anybody looks. You're not tuned on the human physical level so much. You notice it. You don't become like, unhuman, but it's like not important. You're not even, it's just automatic. You're tuned on energy, on consciousness. This is what you're tuned on. When you walk by somebody, when you say hi to somebody, everything, you're tuned. This is what something's more aware of that than like, ooh, how do they look? Oh, what are they wearing? Oh, maybe we can have sex. Like all that. That stage is finished. But we got to do that for a while. You see? I'm not knocking it. Let me know if this video helped. I hope it did. All right, see you.